Hi. If I give you $1 million, do you think you'd be able to open up Photoshop, paste a label PNG over a supplement bottle just like this? You probably have the skills to do that. I hope, unless you don't have hands. Well, if you can, watch this. Every single one of you watching this video have tried to generate a photo with GPT in the last week, and you have fought with it, and it has completely screwed you over with generation. Well, I took the last week teaching myself Photoshop, learning that it's not actually that difficult, and you don't have to do that anymore. Welcome to today's video. This one should not be free. Sometimes in life, it is very important that we level with ourselves. Do you know why you're making absolutely no money trying to sell private label supplements? Well, I've been making quite a bit, a respectable amount, and even then, I've been leveling with myself recently. I've been looking at the brands who are making more than me. I've grossed 7 figures in e-commerce, but some of these brands are doing that monthly, and I thought, Adam, you must be doing something wrong. What I found is that I'm not doing anything wrong, I'm just not holding myself to a high enough standard. So over the past week, I have figured out how to make it so that I have to stop relying on GPT to take my labels and put them on crappy looking supplement bottles with no lighting, no realism at all, restricting me to absolutely zero graphic freedom. If I use a complex enough graphic, it's not going to generate it. So let me show you something really quickly. Now I'm going to propose something to the e-commerce community that a lot of people might not like. What if for 1 second we stopped being degenerates? We hopped off of Calidata for 1 second and we understood that the reason you're not pulling $5 million months is because you're not operating at the level that a lot of these higher up brands do. And a lot of people write that off immediately as, I don't have the teams they do. I don't have the creative processes that they do. I mean, yeah, you don't, but that doesn't mean that you can't do anything about it. So the next time you hop on Calidata, just for a second, why don't you click off, make a Pinterest account. It's going to sound so silly, but I promise you, just make a Pinterest account, brand new, start looking up things like supplement product photography, stuff of that nature, and start saving everything that inspires you or something that you like. And eventually you'll have an algorithm cultivated to images that have inspired you. And now you can use GPT for what it's meant for, not text, not advanced graphics, but rather just super easy, realistic product replacements. So taking pictures like these, pictures like all these, saving them, feeding them to GPT and saying replace the supplements in the photo, so all these, with a blank white pill bottle or whatever kind of bottle you're selling. And you'll have to work with it a lot will be fake, but every now and then you'll get a gem of one that looks hyper realistic, like so. Then you can throw it into an upscaler. I use Upscale AI, UPSCAYL, and from there you can do something a lot of people think is extremely difficult. Now I've personally spent a lot of time, the second I figured this out, I spent a lot of time doing what I just showed you, and to make these 15 images it probably took me hours, but that's because I made sure each one was up to par with professional standards. They all look so incredibly good. And I gave this folder to my coaching students, as you can see. Shout out Jaquan, he's on this one right now. He's making a super cool supplement brand. But just try to get a Canva folder just like this with some really realistic photos, some hand holding the photos. Please make sure the hands aren't smooth, make them look at least a little bit realistic. They don't have to be 100%, but at least a little bit. Add a bracelet or something. But you should have a folder like this, just blank bottles. And then I want you to get Photoshop. And I know it's a scary word, and you're used to ripping ads and ripping UGC from TikTok and bringing it to Meta, and then your product dying out after a month, but I promise you, if you can just learn this one simple skill, and it's not that hard, and I'm about to show you exactly how to do it, your stuff will be improved immediately. Photoshop, I think it has a 7-day free trial, or at least I got a 7-day free trial, but after that's like $35 a month, which if you're paying for GPT, why not pay for this? You don't have to. It's a 7-day free trial, like I said, and I know you guys. I know you guys are demons with finding free stuff and loopholes, so I'm sure you could find a cracked version. Somebody's probably going to link one in the comments. But Photoshop. So for the sake of this demonstration, I actually have this label here. I just made up this brand, Seed, a very simple label, but you can get as advanced as you want for this. Now, when you're going to make a Photoshop mockup, I found that I've tested tons of different sizes, and this is the one that tends to be best. It is a Canva. It's not this. It is 2048 by 1365 pixels is the best size to use for a Photoshop mockup label. So have your label in this size. when you're going to make your product photos. So you've gone to Pinterest, you found your pins, you made your pins that you really like, you've worked with GPT forever to make a super realistic looking version of these with a white pill bottle. Cool. Now it's time to actually make the product photos. How do you do that? We're gonna go ahead and start with this one right here. We're gonna be doing 3 mock-ups today, a sideways one like this, one with a bunch of stuff obstructing the rest of the bottle, and then one with super intense lighting to show you guys exactly how to overcome every single obstacle you might run into doing this, so you have absolutely no questions by the end of this video. First and foremost, we just have to upload our label, which in my beautiful organization here, we can snipe probably this one. Nope, wrong one. That's a Pinterest photo. This one. Ding ding ding. We got it. Nice. Alright, so this one, just if you decrease the opacity a bit, pro tip, just see behind it, which is nice. Go ahead and give it the rotate it needs. Now you can't make it bigger or smaller while you're in rotate, but you can move it up and down. So we're going to get this lined up quite a bit, like that. Looks nice. Back to scale, make it a little bit bigger. It's good. Go ahead and click warp. I right clicked and I clicked warp. Very simple, not that hard. Now my head might be blocking a little bit of this, but up top left, it's going to say warp custom. Click on custom, then my head's definitely blocking this. It'll say cylinder. Click on cylinder. Now we're bringing this rightmost pinch point inwards until it's about, on flush with the label, you know? And then this top one thing you're gonna have to get familiar with, which I'm, to be fair, still learning quite a bit about, is exactly where to place this. Do you arc it upwards, downwards, center? And for this one, it's gonna be about center with a slight downwards arc. These are always, for the most part, gonna have a slight downwards movement like that. And then we can make sure this looks pretty good, nice and centered, quite good. We can click done, and it's looking quite decent. It's not looking bad. And I know all you guys can do this. I know it's not that hard for you. But you're saying, Adam, this looks so incredibly fake. And this is where a lot of people would typically give up, saying, well, I'm not a shadows expert, I'm not a master. Let me introduce you to blend modes in Photoshop. Very simple, very easy. You go, click on your label layer, of course. You click normal, multiply, and it picks up all the shadows and it just multiplies it right into the bottle. You can do this with colored labels as well. Just for the sake of this video and for ease of tutorial, I'm showing you guys with a white label, which is the absolute best. I'm making all my labels in white from now on because dealing with corners is a bitch sometimes. But that's it. That's how you do it. Now, of course, you never just want to upload a raw image like this. You want to do some color editing, lighting, contrast, brightness, exposure, blacks, whites, stuff like that. But it's quite interesting how easy this is. And I know I'm going to have people in the comments. I've said this, I'm going to say it again. I know I'm going to have people in the comments who are like, yeah, Pro just discovered the basics of Photoshop that he's sharing it like it's the 8th wonder of the world. And I know, and it's not that impressive, but you just have to understand, in this space, so many people are so lazy and so non-innovative that they will do absolutely anything they can to avoid something that seems hard, even though it could advance their business quite a bit. And that's ridiculous to me. In the past week, just because I wanted to get super into listicles and advertorials, I've taught myself Framer, one of the most advanced funnel softwares out there, and now I'm getting into Photoshop. And within a few days, I've learned how to make hyper-realistic labels just because I'm not scared of it. And I feel like my job, I just really want to push that out there, that if you want to learn a software, download it, pay for it if you have to, why not, and click all the buttons until you learn it. That's my strategy. I click all the buttons so I know what to click and what not to click by the end of it. And that's just another tool in my belt now. Now at this point I can do CapCut, Sony Vegas Pro, Premiere Pro, Lightroom, Photoshop, Framer. The tools in my belt are endless, and they're only going to grow. But this was super simple. It just required a small rotate. Let's get a little bit more difficult. Adam, what if there's hands in the way? And a lot of times if somebody's holding a supplement bottle, there's going to be a finger in the way. How do you get that to be realistic? And it's, again, people would get drawn away from that, and at the end of the day, it's not actually that difficult. What you want to do, and you can do this after you put the label on, it doesn't really matter, but here's the way I do it. I put the label on the corner, I ignore it for now, and I go ahead and I click on the hand layer, and I already have it selected, but you can either click up here, my head might be blocking it, but it's the object selection tool, or just click W. W activates it, and then you'll see it just has, it'll select the background, hands, anything on the photo. So again, if you have like a super exotic, like let me go back here for a second. So a lot of these have like a little flower. You just select the flower, or like if this, if these fingers are in the way, you select the fingers. And then let me find one more example. Like these berries, you can select individual berries. This works for anything, absolutely anything. But go ahead, activate that object selection tool and click on whatever it is you want to select. So in this case, it's the hands because the hands are covering the bottle. And then Control J duplicates that layer over here, so you just have a layer of the hands like that. And now we could drag it up above our label, and now we have a perfect mask. But I'm not going to do that yet. I'm going to keep it below for now. And now we're going to continue like nothing happened at all. Go ahead, lower that opacity. We're going to get our rotate correct. Going to make it look decent. Let's just try to get it accurate. Another reason why I like, if you don't use a white label, you're going to have to get this spot on. You have to zoom in, use a distort tool. If you use a white label, it'll blend right in. That's why I'm using a white label. But almost immediately, this is looking pretty good. Let's go ahead and place that. Yeah, it looks pretty spot on. So what I'm going to do is, again, just Control T, warp up here, go to cylindrical warp, grab the pinch points, drag it where it needs to be. Let's get it about right there. Grab this top one, get it about right there. That's not bad. And then it looks a bit stretched, so we're going to shrink it down a bit, like so. And this is looking quite good. We'll go ahead and use this tool or this little pinch point just to make it a bit bigger, nothing crazy. And really, this is what takes me the most amount of time. I'm really messing with this to make it look realistic. So like this looks fine. Now what we can do is, the holy trifecta. Drag it underneath, increase the opacity, go from normal to multiply, and now just like that, the shadows are picked up, and you have this super cool looking product photo. And then of course you can go in and adjust the brightness, contrast, whatever you need. But sometimes I found with paler pictures, having the opacity all the way up or almost all the way up makes it look a bit fake. So don't be afraid to lower that a bit, make it a bit paler to match the vibe of the image. Kind of like this. And it just looks so nice. So that's how to get around that. Now I found that this works best with intense lighting photos. If you want a hyper realistic photo, intense lighting is the move. So have GPT generate something that you got inspiration from Pinterest into a super intense lighting image. So again, I don't have to explain every step to you guys at this point. I hope you know what to do, but make this rotate. Try to get it. My monitor is glitching out. You guys can't see it, but my monitor is actually in the trenches. Never buy an Acer monitor. They break. I had one break last week, and this one's like on its last leg, even though I just built a new $3,000 PC, which works, but the monitors do not. Okay, this looks good. Go ahead and place that, and then we'll Control T. Honestly, it looks quite good, so go ahead and warp. And this is everything normal. I'm just saying, I'm going to show you guys that intense lighting with a lot of elements like condensation here and all that good stuff, it makes it look super epic. So we'll go here, opacity, we can do 100%, and then that magic multiply button, it just looks so sick. Like, look at that. I mean, GPT is not generating that, and if it does, good luck keeping this flower consistent, But now in all these images, this flower is perfectly consistent. You know why? Because it's the same PNG. It's the same thing. You can have infinite images. And this is not difficult, and people in the space need to be more proactive in doing things that other people are not doing. That's the only reason I made any money, is because I go out of my way and I learn things like this. I'm just making a video on it. Most of the guys that are making money with this stuff don't make videos, and respect to them. Honestly, respect to them. But they do things like this. This is what people do not show you. You can't be using GPT. We gotta, let me refer back to the beginning of the video, we gotta level with ourselves. This isn't gonna cut it. Tell me how much you want to make. How much you want to make? I want to make $1 million. Okay, you want to make $1 million. Let's be completely realistic with ourselves for a second. It's completely realistic. Do you think the companies that are making $1 million have somebody behind the computer typing in, put this label on my bottle? They're not doing that. They're doing this. They are. And they're paying people a lot of money to do this. And you can do it yourself super quickly. Now, I understand outsourcing to save you time, but dude, if you're not making any money, you don't need to outsource. I don't cuss a lot on this channel, but you don't need to outsource shit. You need to sit down and grind it out, like I'm doing now. You don't need an employee. You don't. You can do it yourself. It takes 5 seconds. You're not making any cash. You're not a CEO yet. It doesn't matter. We got to be real with ourselves. And you're saying, well, no, Adam, well, I'm just going to use GPT until I get my first, $10,000 in sales, and then I'll hire somebody to. You got to start implementing things that are going to take you to that whatever number you want to hit now. You got to do it now. Got to become, not you're not becoming a person because you're starting a brand, but it's that same saying, like, you got to become the person before you become the person. Kind of same thing here. Your website has to look like it's doing $1 million a month when it's doing 0. That's the key. And that's going to get it to whatever number you want to get it to. And we got to be real with ourselves. The issue, and if you're watching this far, I respect you because I'm about to drop some truth right here. The issue with this space is that super surface level everything is so normalized. People say, and I know I've said this before in my videos too, because I fall for it as well. A lot of the times until I snap out of it, like I have now. Now I'm never going to use GPT again for any product photo ever. I'm going to be using Photoshop, and I'm only going to get better at this. You're seeing the first rendition of a hyper-realistic photo. This is 4 days of work. But anyways, the issue with the space is that low-level creative processes are so normalized that you don't see anything wrong with what you're doing because everybody around you is doing the same thing. But everybody around you is making no money. So that Discord you're in with 7,000, 10,000 people, and you're all getting advice from each other, and you're all like, this is the new best GPT prompt. Oh, you got to use this prompt, this prompt. But it's a circle of people. You guys aren't making any money. Maybe one dude, 2 dudes in this group chat talking that are actually making money, and you're all taking advice from each other. Now, unfortunately, I know you can't get in group chats with companies that are doing $1 million a month, so the best you can do is observe them. But observing those companies and doing your absolute best to try to replicate their quality is going to do better than sitting in that Discord server and talking to those random people who've never made any money critiquing your stuff. Just being real. That is all I do. I wish I could show you guys. If you don't already know, I'm working on building a private label supplement brand to 7 figures. I'm going to sell it for 7 figures. Wait for that video. It's going to happen. Mark my words. I wish I could show you guys the offer stack and everything. I have a list of inspiration that I took from brands, and I'm just replicating it. Not copying it. I'm doing it in my own way, but I'm figuring out, I don't care how hard it is, how difficult it looks, how complex it looks, I'm figuring out exactly how to do it. One by one by one by one by one. And it's becoming a 7-figure brand before it has made 7 figures. And that's why it's going to. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. So little rant there on this page, but seriously, I mean, please, if you listen to anything in this video, please listen to that. It's so true. This space is so degenerate. The people who think outside the box and use a bit of common sense tend to be outliers, and the rest don't make it. Whatever you consider making it, it's not happening. Also, another little tip for you, realism. So having photos like this, customer photos, brand credibility, something a lot of people struggle to get, because with GPT, you could try for as long as you want to make a realistic looking person, and it's going to do one of 2 things. It's going to make them look extremely fake, smooth skinned, and the sad part is a lot of you guys are still going to use that, which I detest incredibly, because it's hurting you more than it's helping you. You think it's good because there's a person now holding your stuff, but it looks horrible. You're probably better off not publishing that. So I also went down a little rabbit hole learning how to make hyper-realistic people, and I figured out the answer. You don't make them. You find them online, and you use a replication AI or replacement AI to replace whatever they're holding. So here's an example. I guarantee a lot of you guys have probably never heard of this. I found it deep on the internet, but it's incredible. It is incredible. Flux Playground. I don't know if you guys can see this link. If you can't, it's playground.bfl.ai/image/edit. Very good. And it is unbelievable. I'm going to show you guys real quickly how to use it. So download whatever photo you want. It's super helpful if it's already the supplement you want. So if it's like a pill bottle, make sure it's a pill bottle, right? But go here. Go ahead. Drop your image in, say, make the supplement bottle completely blank white with no text. And then here's the most fascinating part. We click go, take our drink. I have no more water. Let's pretend I did. Take a sip of our fake water, and it's done. And what the software does is it doesn't change, it keeps the photo. It just changes that small selection into this. And then you combine this with the Photoshop method here, and man, the possibilities are truly endless. Endless, completely endless. It's ridiculous. It's stupid. And you can do this for any shot at all. It retains realism so incredibly well. Let me try to find another example for you guys, because yeah, I did have that photo pulled up. Let me just try to find another random one. So it's kind of hard. You got to search for a while to find the exact supplement that you want. But let's say I mean, I could sit here and look for a pill bottle, but I don't want to keep you guys here all day. But I really would like to find one. You guys are so used to doing product research on like Calidata and PP ads and TikTok scrolling. This is like more productive scrolling, to be honest with you. So let's say you find, I want to find a really, like, one that has to maintain insane realism. Let's try to find something cool here. Okay, actually, I don't know if it's good enough. I want it to be a really hard photo to replicate, like really difficult. Let's see here. Something really hard. Not that one. Getting closer for sure. Okay. This could be good. No, it's too easy. I want something harder. Something extremely difficult. The hardest thing you could throw at me. Pause. Rewind. Alright, let's say this. Would this work? Okay, sure. If you're selling something that has this bottle shape, it's perfect. But like I said, if you're selling a capsule bottle, find a bottle photo. Take this, save. I can do this 10 times over before GPT could generate one crappy photo. Boom. Take the bottle and make it completely blank white with no text. Go. Again. But let's do a little count. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 seconds. Now we have a blank rendition of it. The wood is still hyper realistic. It did get rid of the leaf, which is annoying, but wood is hyper realistic. Looks incredible. You could do this infinitely for any sort of realistic products. I wonder if I have any pinned to show you guys another example. Hey, I did not have any pinned to show you guys another example, and that's on me. But that's the video. Please go out there, be innovative, be creative, make something nobody else has ever made. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day or your night, wherever you're from, and I will see you next time.